Sorry for missing out on the past few weeks with Ducktales. My last few days at the job were kind of hectic. But we're back now with episode 2 of Ducktales 20 years later. Enjoy. To the chorus of cocking guns and the release safeties, Huey and Kit stepped down onto the iron floor of the hangar. The insides of the Iron Vulture betrayed the sheer age of the vessel. If Huey knew his aviation, and he was sure he did, his airship, or one very much like it, stood in direct opposition with the Sea Duck on many occasions in the days when it was used as a pirate vessel. All around, however, were the trappings of modern aviation. Fire jets lined the walls, compact and shiny, covered in speed and firepower, ready to give any fleeing airplanes the fight of their lives. Hugh's hands traveled up to lift up the goggles in front of his eyes. Well, the welcome wagon. Behave, little britches. Best behavior, said Kit as he walked down to the nose of the yellow bird. The crowd of SIL men, each dressed in a uniform more naval than Air Force, part in the middle, and feeling a smartly dressed officer, a rust-colored coyote, holding a custom service revolver with flowing flowery Art Nouveau patterns etched into the stock and barrel. Ah, we meet face to face, the Commodore began. Kit Cloudkicker, former known sky pirate, allegedly reformed and living on that useless dot out there in the middle of the ocean. I was 11 years old, for Christ's sake. It does not matter. A dark spot on one's permanent record is just that. Permanent, you say? Yes? He then raised his revolver towards Huey. And you? I do not know. If you're smart, you'll keep it that way, yes? Huey nodded, the back of his head prickling with the desire to check out whether or not the cargo will compromise him. If you will please me, please step away from your beautiful bird, please. Huey and Kit walked away from the Sea Duck. I suppose, Kit began, you'd like to see a sample of the cargo? Smart too. All right, lower the gun, feathers. The men obediently did as they were told, Kit pointing towards Huey. You, what's his face? Bring me something. No funny stuff, alright? A stocking-looking dog in a sailor suit went right in to salute. Huey was sure he could hear the stiffness. Go with him. Make sure he doesn't try nothing. Yes? Yes, sir. Ren sounded British, not that Huey cared much. With hands up, the duck stepped back into the passenger side door of the Sea Duck, followed by Ran. The two of them walked into the cargo hold, and Huey very quickly set to work. He took a crowbar off the wall and gave a little prayer that in there was just melons. Placing the wedge between the top of the crate and the rest of the box, Huey gave a tug. Soon, the nails gave way and the top was exposed, revealing a collection of lime green melons. Huey took one in his hands and, using the wedge of the crowbar as a makeshift knife, made a small cut in the rind. Rand waiting patiently as he did this, figuring taking the inside of the melons was a good idea. Huey very soon had enough of the rind cut away. He could lift a section out. Grabbing the juicy section with his fingers, he lifted it up. Within, he saw the shiny surface of a balloon filled to capacity, as well as a small hole where it had been nicked by a crowbar, where it leaked a thin, white powder. This one's rotten. Could I get another one? Said Huey, hiding the hole from the Rand. Rand took a bit too long to answer this. Finally, a couple of no. He couldn't think of anything better. Alright. He turned, mind racing towards the cargo entrance in the plane. Reached for the switch to open the doors. Suddenly, idea. Shouldn't you open the door, Rand? You're the one in charge here. Well, after a few more high seas besides, you really like I should? I would, Huey insisted, fingers rubbing over the contraband cassava. A Spanish-inflected voice called from outside the plane. Are you two Venison now? Better open it up. Officer's calling, said Huey. Convinced, Rand walked up and pressed the button. The cargo bay doors positioned underneath the tail of the Sea Duck split and began to open. Soon, there was a walkable ramp created. Rand smiled and looked at Huey, getting a face full of cocaine and melon juice for his trouble. Startled, he yelled and toppled backwards, firing his rifle into the air harmlessly. The large, snowy body of the dog barreled onto a set of soldiers holding guns, sitting and packing like so many dominoes. By the time the Commodore Kid had realized what was happening, the Sea Duck's ramp had closed and the engines were starting. "Stop him! He was the cockpit! Shoot to kill! Shoot to kill!" "No, Kid," said Kit under his breath. "What are you doing?" The cracks of the rifle fired, mixed with the noise of the spinning propellers. Cracking glass answered. Kit couldn't look as one of the SIL officers climbed up to the nose and reached inside with his rifle, firing on the unseen deacon's side. "Oh, Huey." "Huey, not bad. Good name for a guy, yes?" said Commodore. "Now then, I'm sure what my private is covered in isn't in sugar, buddy, yes? Kit Clark, I would like for you to come with—" allowed siren sound off. "Me?" All the men standing around the scene were nearly swept off their feet by the sudden wind that whipped up around them. A few, near the hangar doors, troubled out in surprise and fell to their deaths. As soon as their furs and feathers had finished ruffling, the Commodore was yelling at everyone around them. "Close the hangar! What are you idiots doing?" Kit looked into where he knew the hangar door controls would be, saw Huey, held low, sneaking back towards the planes. Kit averted his gaze, pointing his vision towards an unrelated area around the exit. Using his best Spanish accent, honed by years of practice of making fun of pirate captain Don Carnaz, Kit held out, "Get him, these fools! He's going through the engine room! Get him! Get him!" The disoriented SIL officers, used to following that accent, made a beeline for the exit. He stuck in the doorframe 2 or 3 at a time. Kit began to run backwards towards the Sea Duck, followed by the cracks of a single gun firing. "That wasn't me, you foreigners! Get him! Bang! They get away! Look! Bang! Get out of that doorframe, you silly boys! Go! Get him! Bang! Bang!" Kit, his legs burning from the effort, opened up the passenger side door, taking care to avoid the spinning blades. When he got there, he saw Huey doing the same, climbing into the pilot's seat. "I'm driving!" The SIL men finally worked their way into the origin of the mysterious order, and were bearing down the already perforated Sea Duck. The wheels of the plane's belly spun, causing the great yellow bird to spin towards freedom. It picked up speed, heading towards the rapidly closing hangar doors. "I swear, the Sea Duck 2 has been through hell!" Kit yelled as he buckled his safety belt. "Don't you dare scream! We're not going to make it!" Huey, using one hand to lower the goggles to his face, gave a grimly determined look through the gunshot-riddled window. The Sea Duck moved closer, picking up speed and rising up to the air slightly in the indoor hangar. Huey gave a yell as he hit the throttle, wheeling the yellow plane forward. The ever-sinking length of the light receded every second until the Sea Duck was close enough for the vulture to bite down and end their lives. Whoosh! And then they were clear. Nothing but clear skies that greeted them all around. Huey, his hands sinking, eyes wide and fiery, instructed the in-plane on, back towards Louis to settle this. Kit, holding his heaving chest, looked over at Huey. "You crazy? What's the big idea?" "The big idea is this." Huey held up one hand and shook. Out of the white feathers fell a thin white powder, residue from the thrown melon. "You've got dandruff?" "No, Louis been playing us for saps. We're going straight over there and— Will, Huey, little British, is there some reason? Of course there is. Money. Money does some ugly things to people. Believe me, I've seen it." He wiped his hand on his jacket, leaving the rest of the powder there, before replacing his hand at the wheel. "Guy's been on hard times for a long, long time. Nobody comes to the bar anymore except us. He's got a huge family. I almost understand if he didn't drag us into it." "No, I can't believe. Louis got principles. He wouldn't. He couldn't." Huey reached out the window and adjusted the rearview mirror there, spying on their tail 3 of the fires. Graceful hunting hawks in the sky, bearing down on them. "Don't relax yet, old man. We got company." The 3 fireplanes soon passed the Sea Duck, moving through the air like fists through water. making the yellow cargo plane look like a hippopotamus strolling through a swamp. Perfect formation, the three fighters slowed their speeds, surrounding the duck above, and to the two directions below. The radio cracked to life. Turn back, said a voice sounding rather bored. If you do not turn around by the count of 10, we'll be forced to shut you down. Do you understand? Kid seemed to have gotten over his shock at Louis' betrayal. What did Huey said simply, I got this. Scoot over. Now wait a minute, old man. Do you want to die or you want to live? Move over or I swear I'm crashing this bird into the sea. Huey sighed and let Kit take a seat. Kit went on. Airmail drop. You understand? Huey blinked for a moment, but then spielded his expression and nodded. Went back into the cargo hold. 10, 9, 8, 7. Suddenly the sea duck turned itself upward. The jet directly above just barely got away from the bulky plane as it was jostled out of the air. Soon the sea duck was rising up towards the clouds, keeping pace behind the insufferably slow vehicle. Three jets followed its upward curve, firing their guns at the yellow target. Soon the sea duck began to slow, not able to maintain that such a steep angle for long. Now, kid! The hangar doors opened, and about 20 crates of varying sizes fell out of the cargo hold. A few of the open ones sending melons, falling an unavoidable scare shot towards the three unsuspecting jets. The first jet, up front, tried to dodge one crate, and in doing so found its canopy shattered by the rapidly falling corner of another. On impact, the crate opened, spilling wood splatters and busted melons mixed with cocaine shattering over the stunned pilot. Compromised, he managed to hit eject. However, the cracked canopy held down and jammed the crate debris, failed to open, and his body was sent crashing through the canopy glass, shattering it. As his parachute opened, he was unconscious, and not long for this world. The second managed to avoid the crates, but not the melons. Splash! Cocaine water balloons obscured his vision. Not seeing where he was going, he dodged left as the shadow of what he thought was a crate. The eject re-entry sent his jet crashing into the first jet, still climbing without his pilot, housing above open flames. The pilot was instantly incinerated in the ensuing fireball. The third jet, wisely terminating its climb, began to descent. The crates of debris missed. A few of the melons painted the back of the jet pure white. It was completely unharmed. Before Kit could go too high to stall the engines, Kit pushed the controls down, terminating its own climb and leveling out. Kit could feel himself go lightheaded from the difference in air pressure. He decided to descend. Guys, I've read this entire fanfic, and I think my only problem with this whole freaking story is that through it all, we never see Huey or Kit bring out my favorite tool that was shown in the series. I'm of course talking about Kit's airboard. Or the thing I wanted to have most from the show. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a toy version of. All of a sudden, out of the cloud bank to Kit's left, the jet jumped out. Kit yelled as he saw a masked face of the jet pilot to the canopy of the jet. Machine guns blared as the fire passed over Sea Duck. Kit flinched. Took a minute to check himself out before considering his next course of action. Fortunately, a slight burning aura knocked him out of that. Kid, you still alive? Barely, old man. What's going on? He could barely make the other out over the rushing air outside. One more RTL. It's just on fire. Won't last long. Anything left? One melon. Good. We can throw it down. Good idea. What? Huey untied himself from the length of the rope, attached to the inside of the plane, that allowed him to drop all the cargo without dropping himself. He had noticed that time, in passing, that it looked like the kind of rope with a handle that water skiers used. Without time to ponder this, he took out the melon in his hands. The best pitcher of the Ducktales Sandlog League was here to ride again. Fly low! No questions, none anymore. Louis was just over the horizon. If they could somehow sink this last guy, they were home free. Kit eased the sea duck down. As the sea rose up to meet Visage Fury below, he so did the jet lowered down like a god of death out of the sky. Both guns aimed at the cargo hold, ready to shred anything that was inside. It was now or never. Here he took the melon, took aim, and pitched for his life. The jet, not expecting a ballistic weapon, didn't have the reflexes to dodge the flying fruit. Poof! Cocaine powder scared the pilot's vision, causing a panic in the pilot, causing him to lower himself down further into the wire. Those went under. A sudden drag caused the jet to flip itself around, metal breaking apart, wings flying off, a valiant pilot playing it all, disappearing under the sea. The Sea Ducks' left engine began to stall, as Kit began to bring them in for a landing. Too fast, the bird approached, crashing its left platoon onto the wooden deck, blurring the wood. The plane, its right foot crippled, dipped to the side as it slowed to a halt. As for a wing crashed to the front door of Louie's bar. Safe! Oh please, this is a Sea Duck. It's been through worse. Naturally, all that commotion outside in the dock, every man, woman, and child running Louie's bar had gathered in the front room to figure out what was going on. The resident mother on duty, a large-set orangutan wearing glass jewelry and a grass skirt, was running around, trying desperately to gather the curious younger children and get them out of further danger. Louis, in his chair, sat uncomprehending, oblivious or uncaring to the strange noises and sinks coming from the outside. Crack! The door flew open, revealing the rough leather jacket and goggles of the duck. Huey, with a large green-bound bear standing next to him, with a powerful expression of sorrow that refused to make eye contact with anything in the room. "Where's Louis?" said the duck. "I want an explanation." The rattling sigh. "Is that you, Baloo? You came to pay an old man his respects." "Cut it, Gramps, I know the score." The blood was rising up in Huey's face, turning his cheeks his favorite color. "What's the big idea? You tried to use us as mules?" "What about mules, son?" A breath. "I can't hear so good out of my left ear." "I said," he got right up in Louie's face, grabbing each arm out of the rolling wicker-back chair, "you useless!" Most of the men and many of the children began to approach, to defend the honor of their grandfather. A rakered, silver arm reached out to stop them in their tracks. The white gray, jolly right face of the orangutan was a cool raise at this. Huey could smell the stale odor of a man past his prime, mixed with the breath of a race of betel and tobacco. Rolling breath was a cigar storing Huey's face. But he stayed with his face close, not even closing his eyes to the warm wall of paint. "You sure you want to be rattling my pace to say that, cuz?" A rattling breath after his punctuation. "I've been called a lot of things in my day. Earned some of them, too." A row. "But saying I betrayed a friend, as old and true as Kit Cloud Kicker, that's grounds for me asking you to leave the hard way. Know what I mean?" After a moment staring into the cloudy eyes of the orangutan, Huey straightened himself up. "Kit, you saw the same thing I did. You tell him I give up." He walked to the bar, where Oren still attended. At Huey's approach, Oren seemed to shy away. Huey couldn't blame him. "Louis," began Kit. Stalled, he tried to begin again. "Louis, I can't deny what the kid said. There was those melons. It was cocaine, Louis. Cocaine. I know you had to deal with a bit of unsavories when business was down, but—" "Let me stop you right there, cuz." Rattle. "I had those melons delivered to me by a trusted GRIU rights tested source by a brother on another island. Only fellas to lay their hands on them were me." Rattle. "And my bartender, my main man, Oren." Huey's eyes went wide. He stared up at Oren. Red blush of rage returning to his cheeks. As the pieces fell together that creased, red face, Oren, for his part, had the presence of mind to be looking elsewhere. His had an expression hidden under the unusually never-worn straw hat. If you accuse me, you accuse my whole family, even from a friend." Rattle. Kit visibly cringed to work outside, putting the old man one step closer to death. "Even from a friend as good as you, Blue? I won't stand it." He rose a hand. "These men will be leaving now." Feeling the hand on his shoulder, Huey did not stop staring his eyes towards Oren, who gave it a weird look from under his hat before hiding again. Huey and Kit were both led by two of the larger primates under King Louie's patriarchy towards the X. "Nobody move!" called a voice from the rear as the door was slammed open for the second time in 20 minutes. Under the jurisdiction of SIL, everyone in this bar is under house arrest. Yes? No? Kit and Huey both gulped visibly as the Commodore walked into the door, flanked about 10 SIL goons, plenty more outside. Kit looked as if he was about to say something, but was cut off by those Spanish tones. First failure to close me, Junior, is charged with whatever I feel up to charging with you at the time. The coyote began to pace about the room, inspecting the miscellaneous collection of orangutan of all shapes and sizes. Now, Mr. Cloud Kicker and Mr. Duck I've caught up with. So, does that mean that you are all party to this illicit ring of smugglers, He rattled on the mother. Let's their arms out in front of the children. You, madame? He turned on his heel towards the two bouncers. Let go of Kit and Huey as they were skewered by the Commodore's speeds. Perhaps you too? Hiding pure cocaine in the melons is bad enough, but just sort of seems the fight these two put up. With a calculating eye towards Huey Duck, the Commodore lifted his right foot up, parallel to the ground. He raised both fists up in an eccentric fisticuff position, and then began to swing his left arm like a pendulum, while hopping up and down with his right foot, exaggerating a sort of exaggerated pantomime of a boxer, getting ready to fight. He made mock duck noises as he did this, causing Huey to begin to sweat, equal parts nerves and recognition. The Commodore broke the strange dance and slapped a knee, laughing it up. Well, let's go, everyone. The ship. We haven't got to... The rattling stopped everything cold. Just you wait, son. There wasn't no cocaine in them melons. I'll take them myself. I am begging to differ. I'm... A tall, thin dog with a round nose and steel eyes dropped the melon on the floor. Had the one on the floorboard, splitting in half. As it blew into burst, a small white dust cloud spread over the rough wood, settling into the cracks between the floorboards. Louis looked at the selling power, then up to Orton, pieces falling together one by one. He then stared at the Commodore and gave a simple statement. My family had nothing to do with it. Now, wait just a one darn to minute. Commodore Kid began to say. It was me, not my family. Not those boys who roped into all this. It was me. In a burst of activity, each member had something to say about this. Words spoke loudly, sensing it was him never wanting this. The girl was silent by another wave of the wrinkled hand, accounted by the loudest thing Huey ever heard an old man say. I don't want to hear any of that, rattle. I did. 100% me. Understood? Orrin all but vaulted over the bar, lopping out to his grandfather. No, I won't let you. He turned. I'm the one. I did it. I snatched the coconut melons. It was me. The Commodore walked up and pushed the yip out of the way. Kid, it's way too late for that kind of heroics. Huey cut in, pain, no small amount of smugness. He could prove it. You say something, Duck? Yelled the Commodore as his hand raised to slide the back of his other side of his face. No, stop! I can't! Orrin fell to his knees. Under my bed. All the tools I used. No prints on them but mine. Please, Mr. Kid, don't take away my grandfather. The coyote gestured, sending two grunts up the stairs to search for the bedrooms for the incriminating evidence. He then turned his face to the garrulling ape. And how do I know he didn't just dictate for you what to do, yes? He's an old man with fever fingers. Perhaps he couldn't use the melon powder no more so good. Or perhaps he couldn't stick the pieces back onto that. Or maybe crunk! All eyes turned towards Louis, with a pair of Araka scissors, slicing the hard nut into thin bits. And it took the slice with the precision of a watchmaker, wrapped each one a small, wide betel leaf, folding the green sinews as fine as any origami, adding just a dash of tobacco inside to the taste. Huss fell out of the room as he continued to prod the pod, mixed the nut and leaf up to his mouth, and began to chew with his red-stained teeth. He noticed everyone was staring at him. Treat before you go, gentlemen, he said, holding up a tray of little folded proofs of medicines. The Commodore stared at the tray, then at the little sisters. Suits me. Let them go, man. They're taking the kid. He Both Huey and Kit were pushed away slightly roughly as the SIL goons approached the young orangutan. Orange seemed almost grateful as his long arms were sled with shackles. Let himself be led towards the door. He gave one final look towards his family, each of them stunned and staring with the sole exception of King Louie, who had turned his face away, enjoying the warming sensation of the nut. Orange's face fell, and he let himself be led, dejected out the door. Huey, seeing his lad, decided to stand up. Wait! Wait! No, 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 no. No last minute turns around, Huey Duck, snapped the Commodore. You have a warning and a busted plane to show for this little runner with us. Don't forget the little debt you owe the U.S. government, yes? Stunned by those words, Huey looked down. Aha! I used on my laser system, no? I do say, if it was my jurisdiction, I would bring you in right now. Anyone breaking a law in my skies deserves punishment. Commodore Kid adjusted his hat. Take care, Huey Duck. And what's ever the, how you say, draft bolt? Ha ha ha! With a decisive laugh, the Coyote and the remaining members of the SIL, having attained as much evidence as they need to charge Orin with whatever they want. Soon, it was just Huey, Kit, and the orangutan family, beginning to retake some semblance of normality. And glanced on Huey's shoulder. Come on, little britches. Let's go. The ride back was completely silent. The walk back to the shack of the main office was even quieter. Not even the roar of an engine to fill up the space in the air between the two. Kit opened the door for hire, unconsciously looking around to see if any of the old guard back yet. They weren't. Baloo was gone. Rebecca was gone. Molly was off living in America. And all Kit had to show for them was a wall full of black and white photos of people and places he remembered less each and every day. However, today there was someone there. Huey was the first to speak. Who are you? Huey, be kind. He's a customer. He was a tiger. The fur on Kit's neck ruffled as he sat at the old oak desk, usually a domain reserved for the former owner, Rebecca Cunningham, all those years ago. He had his feet up, feeling a set of very expensive Italian shoes, the cuffs of equally expensive slacks. Impeccably clean and groomed appearance of the newcomer impressed upon Kit a memory of many years ago, when the Cape had an economy to speak of. It was all run by one man with a cool demeanor, an eye on the bottom line. But how? He died. Shere Khan? Close. The voice was practically the same. The tiger, much younger than Shere Khan and Kit ever met, stood up slowly, brushing the accumulated dust of the office off his duds. He extended a hand out, an open invitation for everyone to introduce themselves. I am Herod Kagan, a resident of Khan Industries in Bombay, subsidiary of McDuck Enterprises. He smiled. My uncle spoke very highly of you.